First it was my Sony, then it was my Xbox.
Tinie Tempah is hugely busy. When he's not rapping or working on his fashion label, he's pushing to get other young people to fulfil their dreams. Today, at his studio in East London, he's talking about a scheme called Life Skills, giving work experience in the sports and music industries. How easy was it for you to become big?
It was hard. It was hard, Chris. I started doing this seriously from when I was about 15 years old, so just as I was getting out of secondary school, and then I ended up signing my record deal at 19, and then I was really lucky that the first thing I released kind of got me on my way.
Did you get any qualifications?
I got up to A-level qualification.
And why were you doing that, given what you wanted to be was a musician?
Does it? Do you know what? No one has ever asked me that question. I've been waiting. The reason why I was doing it is I always had like a backup. So I knew I wanted to do something that involved media or even potentially like accounting.
Your backup job was to be an accountant.
I know,
That's what you would have been.
I know. My accountant upstairs doesn't even want to be an accountant. He's like, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah, we bring the stars out. We bring the women and the cars and the cards out. Let's have a toast, a celebration, get a glass out.
Life for young people, though, can seem quite bleak at the moment. There aren't many jobs out there.
And there's debt. So you go and get your qualifications and you come out with debt.
What is your advice to young people then?
From as early as you can, so from 16, get into the habit of work.
Do you think that work ethic is lacking?
Yes.
In a lot of people?
Yes. And then, of course, you have the kind of social online world, which is kind of where they all are, essentially. That's where I'm at. And that world is full of instant gratification. So if I take a picture now, me and Krish, let's take a selfie, I'm gonna put this on Twitter, I'm gonna put it on Instagram, I'm gonna get instantly gratified. So I'm gonna have 10,000 people telling me, wow, you're with Krish, that's so cool, da, 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 da. Maybe vice versa. When you're a millennial and you're born into that way of thinking and understanding, I guess, yeah, of course, there would be a lack of motivation in the real world because the instant gratification is not the same. You know, you might have someone tell you no, you might have someone tell you, come back next week.
How much of your work ethic do you think comes from being an immigrant?
I think a lot of my work ethic comes from being an immigrant. I think about 70% at least, because my mum sounded like a broken record saying to me, you have to work harder than everyone else. You have to do 10 times more.
So you're sort of passing on the values of your parents, aren't
Yeah,
you? I mean, you're being a parent in a way to a whole generation of people who are now your fans.
Yeah, but the parent, people don't like their parents that much. I was lucky to like my parents, but yeah, if you will. But I'm not a parent, guys. I'm not.
But do you like the idea of social activism, working with young people?
Yeah,
being involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Politics?
Not so much. I don't think it has that much relevance or importance to the destiny of like a young person.
Why? I mean, that's a really powerful thing to say in a way. I mean, politics should be the absolute route to development, shouldn't it?
No, I don't. Not for young people. I don't think so.
Is it right you're friendly with Chukwuemeka though, Labour politician?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have that conversation with him about his irrelevance, if you like?
No. And I'm not saying it's irrelevant. I'm just saying in the respect of the development of young people. But yeah, no, we haven't been able to have that conversation.
You just gotta keep screaming till they hear you out.
Your music is very accessible from any kind of background. Is that a deliberate thing, or is it just the way it's happened?
No, it's deliberate. You have to remember, as a kid from like a council estate in Peckham, like I want to see the world. I want the world to know my name. I want the world to know my music.
What there is a lot of is still the word in music. Could you just explain why it's fine for you to use that word and why you feel it's fine for you to use that word that offends so many people?
That's a good question. I mean, if you listen to the mixtape, you'll know that a lot of different artists are featured on this record. So that word is kind of being used by pretty much the majority of the people on the record. And to be honest with you, the reason why is because I feel like there's an onus on that word. People feel like from our community, like we own the word. You know, the word has been so derogative and used against that demographic of people for so long that sometimes the only way for you to desensitize it is to be able to own the word. And it's been happening and it always will happen. So, yeah.
Tinie Tempah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.